Hello and welcome to this week's Pilates class. So we get to start lying down. Slowly come down onto your backs. And here we'll just start by taking our focus onto our breathing. So we want to start with those nice deep breaths in and out. So with each deep breath in, we're trying to draw it down towards the stomach, allow the stomach to rise. And then as you breathe out, just allow the stomach to drop back down again. Then we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just like to take the arms overhead. Or if you can, like to interlace your fingers. And we're going to reach out through the whole length of the body. So we'll point the toes, we'll take the hands as far away from the top of the head as we feel we can, making ourselves as long as possible. Again, we'll focus on those deep breaths in and out as we hold here. And we can take one more deep breath in. As we breathe out, we'll release the stretch. We can release the arms. And we'll bring them down to around shoulder height. And we're just going to bring a little bit of movement through the neck. So we'll just gently drop the head down to the right. So we look out over the right shoulder. We'll ease back to the center and out to the left. So just gently take the head from shoulder to shoulder a few times. Then last time to each shoulder. Then we can ease the head back to the center. From here, I like to bend the legs. We bring the feet to the floor. Keeping the shoulders down, we're just going to gently lower the knees to the right, take them as low to the floor as we feel we can. We'll ease back to the center. And out to the left. So we're just going to gently take those knees from side to side, keeping the shoulders down as we do. So we can focus on that nice movement through the hips and through the back of the body. And then one more time to each side. We will hold to the center. And here, I like to lift the legs. We'll take hold of the shins and we'll just draw the knees gently in towards us. We'll bring a little bit of movement into the ankles, so just like to point and flex the feet. We're drawing the toes towards the shins, and we'll push them away again. And we can add a few circles into the ankles too, so we'll gently start to circle the feet one way. And then we'll change direction and circle the feet back the other way. And then we'll gently bring those feet back to the center. And then we can release the legs and allow the feet to come down to the floor. Here I like to make sure your feet are hip width apart, so they're not too wide, they're not too narrow. Feet are in line with the hips. We want to try and bring the heels as close to underneath the knees as we feel we can. Arms down by our sides, palms facing the ceiling. Then we're going to squeeze through the back of the legs and the glutes to lift the hips as high off the floor as we can. Holding at the top, focusing on that squeeze and those nice deep breaths before we gently lower back down to the floor. And we're just going to repeat. So every time we lift, we just pause for a few seconds at the top. Really focusing on that squeeze through the back of the body before gently lowering the hips back to the ground. We have a couple more reps to go. Last one. And then we can gently rest just for a moment if we want a little release. Feel free to hug the knees back in towards the chest. Maybe have a little rock from side to side. And then from here, I like to release the legs. So we'll take the shins parallel to the floor. And then I'd like to place the left hand onto the right thigh. So a little bit below the knee. And then we're going to create some tension here. So we're going to push the right leg into the hand and the hand into the leg. We want to keep this tension that we're building through the core as well. We'll take the right hand over shoulder. Then we're going to gently lower the right hand down towards the floor as we lower the left foot down and ease back to the center. The whole time keeping that tension through the left hand and the right leg. Just going to bring some extra work through the core. Also focus on those nice deep breaths in and out the whole time. Good. We'll do 2 more on this side. And we can hold to the center where we can have a little bit of release. We can hug the knees back in towards us. Maybe that little rock from side to side again. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So release the legs again, shins parallel to the floor. This time we'll place the right hand on the left thigh, just below the knee. And then we'll create that tension, pushing the hand into the leg into the hand, left hand in the air above the shoulder. And then we'll gently lower the left hand overhead, bring the right foot down to the floor at the same time, and then easing back again. So again, we want to keep that tension the whole time. Moving slowly, still breathe in. It's good. Last 2. And then again, we can have a little release. Hug the knees in towards you. A little rock from side to side maybe. Then we can release the legs. We'll bring the feet back down to the floor. We're going to bring the hands on the thighs. We're going to come into some crunches. So we're going to slide the ribs towards the hips, lifting the chest, taking the fingertips towards the knees. And then we'll gently lower back down again. So like I said, every time we crunch up, we're sliding our ribs towards the hips, creating a bit of flexion through the back of the body. That's going to work the abs. And we're just taking those fingertips as close towards the knees as we feel we can. And then gently back down. Good. We also want to look after their neck while we're doing our crunches, so we're not tucking the chin all the way into the chest, keeping our eyes looking up towards the ceiling a little bit in front of us. If we need to, we can take a hand or two to the back of the neck. We don't pull with the arms though, because if we do again, we can strain the neck, which we don't want. Couple of reps to go. Last one. And we can have that little release and rest again. Little rock from side to side. And then from here we can release the legs. We're going to roll onto one side of the body. And then we're going to come into a side plank. So we're going to set up here with the elbow directly underneath the shoulder. We don't want the arm out here because that's actually going to put extra pressure through the shoulder, and we don't want that. So we want the elbow directly underneath the shoulder. We can set up with either the bottom leg bent. If we do, we want the knee in line with the elbow. So we're creating a nice straight line down the side of the body when we lift the hips as high off the floor as we can. If that feels too easy with the knee down, we can take the leg out straight, feet apart, and lift. Or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we can bring the feet together. We're going to hold a plank, this side plank on each side. We're going to go in about 5 seconds time for the first one. So let's go 3, 2, 1, and we lift. So we're lifting the hips as high off the floor as we can. We want to keep the shoulders square. So if you want to take the other hand in the air, we're keeping those shoulders nice and square the whole time. We want to remember to keep breathing. If it does get too much while we're holding it, please gently lower back down to the floor at any point. We want to take those nice deep breaths in and out as we hold. That's good. So we're almost there. We're going to hold it for about another 15 seconds if we feel we can. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then we can lower. So we will need to do the same thing on the other side, but we get a bit of recovery time as we change round. So again, as we set up, we want to make sure we've got that elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Bottom leg can be bent, feet can be, or legs can be straight, feet can be apart, or feet can be together. Choice is yours. But we're going to go in less than 10 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's lift. So again, lifting the hips as high as we can. That nice straight line through the body. Shoulders are nicely stacked. If it feels too much with the arm in the air, we can bring the hand back down. You're all doing awesome work. Remember to keep breathing. Keep going. About 15 seconds. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then we can lower. So we can have a little bit of release if you want to. We can come around onto the knees, and we can just sink those hips back towards the heels, releasing the arms out in front of us. There we go. We can gently release. And that is the end of this week's Pilates class. So it's a short but sweet one. Pretty tough, working hard. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like the video, drop me a comment, send me a message, subscribe to the channel, all of that jazz. It all really, really helps. And yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are keeping well. Take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon.